Hi friends, my name is Fredward and I am so happy you're here today. Welcome to Story Street, where the word on the street is God's true word. Today, I got a letter in the mail. Do you want to see what it is? Great! Oh, I know this letter. It goes P, P, P. Do you know what this letter is? P. That's right, the letter P. Hey, let's play a game with our new letter. Which of these foods starts with the letter P? Do you know? That's right. Pancake starts with the letter P. Another word that starts with P is protector. Here on Story Street, we're learning that God is our protector. We can trust God to protect us because God is with His people. We're going to learn a story about a time God protected His people in a city called Jericho. Turn on your listening ears and let's see what's happening on Story Street.
Okay, we for sure need pretzels and popcorn.
Okay, that's a good idea. Oh, popsicles. You can't forget about popsicles.
Popsicles are perfect.
That's a really good one.
Hey, what's so funny?
Oh, hi, Annie. Well, Hudson and I were planning a party to celebrate our new letter of the month here on Story Street, P.
We have a new letter? I didn't know that. Hey, if you want to celebrate the letter P, you should throw a parade.
That's a great idea, Annie. A parade would definitely be a good way to celebrate the letter P.
You know, Hudson, Annie, you guys just reminded me of a story about a man named Joshua in a time where God asked him to lead something kind of like a parade.
Really? You have to tell me this story.
I think I know exactly what story you're talking about, Ethan. And it comes from the very best book. Friends, which book is the very best?
The Bible. The Bible.
I said, which book is the very best?
The Bible. The Bible.
That's right. God's people had been wandering in the wilderness for a long time, but God promised the Israelites that He would give them the city of Jericho to be their home. There was one problem, though. Jericho had been taken over, and there was a huge wall built around the city to keep the Israelites out.
But God had promised that city to His people. I thought God was dependable. How are the people going to get into the city?
Well, Annie, this month we are learning that God is with His people, and He is our protector. So even though God's people were in a tricky situation, they weren't in it alone. God was with them.
Oh, that makes sense. So where does the parade come in?
That is a great question, Annie. Now, God had promised to give the city to Joshua and the Israelites, but in order to bring the wall down, they needed God's help. God told Joshua to take out all of his army and quietly march around the city once a day for 6 days.
All right, guys, let's quietly march our feet and count to 6. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that was fun, but then finally, on the 7th day, Joshua and the priests and all of the army were supposed to march around the city 7 times. Then everyone would shout and blow their trumpets, and God would make the walls of Jericho fall down so they could get into the city.
That does kind of sound like a parade. It also sounds a little silly. Did Joshua do it? Did it work?
Yes, Joshua knew that God was with his people. So he led the people to march around the city of Jericho 7 times. They marched around the city 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they gave a great big shout. Can you guys shout with me? 1, 2, 3. Ah! When they gave a big shout, the walls fell to the ground.
Wow, God brought the walls down without the Israelites even touching them.
That is right, Hudson. I bet it was pretty scary to be one of God's people and to see the big wall and the army guarding it. They must have thought that there was no way they could fight off all the guards on their own, but God is with His people, and He protected the Israelites and brought down the wall. He also protected all of His people after the walls came down when they took over the city.
Wow, that's just like a new word on the street. He will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one.
That's a great verse, Annie. Friends, will you try that verse with me? He will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. 2 Thessalonians 3:3.
Great job, everyone. Friends, before we get back to planning the perfect party, let's take a moment to thank God for being our protector. Will you guys do our special poem and pray with me? Open, shut them, give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, lay them in your lap, lap, lap. Dear God, thank you so much for being our protector, and thank you for being with your people way back when the Israelites took down the wall of Jericho, and with us today as well. Amen. All right, friends, are you guys ready to sing and dance?
Thanks for joining us on Story Street. Come back next time to learn more about how God is dependable. Be sure to have your grown-ups subscribe to these videos so you never miss the word on the street. Goodbye, friends!